There are so many unique aspects to our capital city, including a vibrant food and drink scene comprised of passionate individuals who are living out their dreams as business owners and leaders. You're invited to join us as we learn a little bit more about these restaurateurs, their businesses, and why such places are so important to our community. This is Eat Big in Little Rock.
Hello, my name is Kendra Pruitt, and I have the pleasure and honor of serving as Mayor Scott's Chief of Staff at the City of Little Rock. And we're back today with another episode of Eat Big in Little Rock. I am at the Croissanterie here in Ward 4 in West Little Rock, and I'm with Wendy and Jill. Welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, thank you for having us. My name's Jill McDonald, and
Wendy Schay. It's great to be here. We're glad y'all are here.
yeah,
Awesome.
and we own the Croissanterie out here in West Little Rock. We're at 14710 Cantrell Road. It's the Fuller & Sons Pizza Cafe West Shopping Center. So
Yes.
out on by Taylor Loop.
I'm excited to be here. As you all know, you have a great social media presence, and I was almost bullied to come here. So I'm excited to become a flaky friend, right? Is that
Yes.
what they're called?
Yes.
Hashtag flaky friends.
Yes.
Tell us how you guys came to be. You started as a food truck, as I understand, right?
We actually started at the Hillcrest Farmers Market, selling croissants and bags on a table.
Wow.
And people our flaky friends would come by and be like, when are you going to do a sandwich? And so that's how the food truck came along.
Oh, wow.
We did the food truck for about 16 months, and we still have it, and we still run it occasionally when we get a chance. And but a friend of ours called us up, and he's like, "Hey, this spot beside me is opening up, and it would be perfect for y'all. You need to find out about it." So we came and took a look, and here we are. We opened our doors March 16th. That was our grand opening.
March
And
16th,
March
2022.
Yes.
So you all are a survivor of COVID
Yes.
in the restaurant business, which is difficult and hard to do. Tell us about your challenges during COVID and how you got to 2022 to open a brick and mortar.
It was difficult. We started at the Hillcrest Market, and we started looking at the food truck just before COVID, like January of 2020.
Wow.
And we got everything lined up to get it ordered, and we're even approached and said, "Do y'all want to wait till this blows over to get your food truck?" And we're like, "No." This is the thing. People are eating
Wow.
out. They're going to not be able to go into restaurants. And so the
That's
food truck
true.
was perfect timing for us. It was delayed several times because of COVID. So the July promise date turned into November. But
November 2020 is when the food truck launched.
officially opened, yes.
Wow.
And it was great. We had a great reception. We had our same followers. During that whole time, we still did our curbside pickups. People would order croissants and cinnamon rolls and stuff. We'd do pickups. And when the food truck opened, the response was great. So when this spot came open, we thought, well, it'll be a production space for the truck. We'll expand out our catering and wholesale. When we got in here, and it was really cute. Like, let's open for breakfast a couple days a week. And then it just
Wow.
kind of took over, and it's been really busy. But just the last couple of weeks, we've got some good staff, and we're in a spot where we can now take the truck back out and start doing some more things. The Chanel Market, we drop off to them. They kind of run the booth, so that's
Okay.
happening tomorrow. But we would like to get back out to those markets.
Yeah.
Hillcrest has reached out to us, and they're our original little spot.
Yes.
So we'd love to take
Yeah.
our truck out there now and kind of get back to that community.
Awesome. No, I want to make sure I see, if you're at a farmer's market, I love the farmer's market on the weekends, and so would love to pick up a bag of croissants somewhere. That'd be awesome. Tell us a little bit about the croissants and all the other baked goods and even non-baked goods, as I've come to learn on the menu. Tell us a little bit about the menu.
Well, the croissants, they take 3 days to make.
Wow.
Yes.
A single croissant, the recipe calls for a 3-day process.
Because it's bread, it's a long waiting period. You have to let it rest and ferment, and the butter and the lamination with the dough has to be just the right temperature. So it can't be too warm or too cold, and so you have to be patient with it. And it takes 3 days to do.
Sounds like a science project, right? This is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
There's time and attention that goes into these croissants. You guys need to check it out.
Yes.
Tell us about what else is on the menu.
Well, we do lots of things with our croissant dough. Having started off a food truck, that was kind of our niche, was trying to use the croissant as many ways as we possibly can. And we actually kind of got to be known for our burger. And we make a hamburger bun out of the croissant dough.
The croissant burger sounds amazing. What else do you do with the croissant dough? And I know we have some pastries here in front of us.
We've got a few right here in front of us. The ones that are here, this is our brownie croissant.
Oh my.
And it is a homemade brownie rolled in the croissant dough with a little bit more brownie and some chocolate on top.
Oh my goodness.
Probably the one that we're most famous for is our almond croissant. And we thought that almond croissant was, we'll do them a couple times a week, and now we make croissants to make almond croissants. Yep. It's actually a day-old croissant that we dip in a Rocktown bourbon simple syrup, which is another Little Rock product. Fill it with an almond cream, and then put it together like a sandwich, more almond cream on top, and rebake it in the oven. So it gets nice and crispy.
My mouth is watering.
And then creamy on the inside. And then this other one, this is our croissant dough, and you can really see the layers on the side of it. But this is our strawberry cream cheese Danish. Oh. And we make all of our jams, we make all of our jellies, we even make our peanut butter. That's which is, it sounds fancy, but it's not hard to do at all. And we try to make and use as many local and seasonal and things that we can. We buy no bread. We make all of our bread here. So when you come in, you can. We're actually taking to the Chenal Market tomorrow.
Okay.
You'll be able to pick up products at the Chenal Market. We do that. I think they run once a quarter. We wholesale to different markets around town. The nursery out on Stagecoach Row. Oh yeah. The Bramble Market at Ferndale. Guillermo's Coffee. You can buy croissants at Guillermo's Coffee.
Filling station.
Yeah, the filling station, which is in North Little Rock, but it's still.
Wow.
And we're always looking for people to team up with and you know be a part of
we're visiting with.
Yeah, be a part of the community.
That's what it's about, right?
The community supports us, and we want to support the community. So
I love that.
That's very important to us. We do a lot more than croissants.
Yep.
I mean, cookies and brownies and pies and tarts and cakes and cupcakes.
All the pastries and
all of the pastries. We hope that people kind of feel like they're almost stepping into a little bit of France when they come in.
I love it.
But we do breakfast all day. If our doors are, we serve our whole menu all day, but breakfast has been the big key that people love, that they can come in at 1:30 and get breakfast for lunch. And we try to keep it simple, do good food simply, and it's got some Southern flair to it. You find a little bit of European influence in there. Yeah. Of course, we had fried rice for breakfast today, so there's some Asian influence in there too. Wendy likes to say that we like to play with our food, and so you never know what you'll find when you come in. But it will be homemade, and it will be approved by us. We cook the way that we like to eat. So.
I love that. And playing with your food, I saw that there's certain chef specials on any given day. So you might have red beans and rice.
Right.
But you said the fried rice. So tell us kind of where does that come from?
We change it up each week. It's driven a little bit by our catering. We have people call us. We have drug reps that call and want us to cater their offices and do full meals. And so this week kind of went the Cajun route because we had a catering on Tuesday and we did that. Wow. But we switch it up. We can do really anything that anybody asks, and we just like to do something different. She gets bored real easy. So she tries to change it up. We've done chicken spaghetti. We've done meatloaf croissant sandwiches were a huge hit.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Our fried bologna sandwich.
And it's, fried bologna on a croissant.
But it sounds good.
It works. Yeah. Especially if we put it with homemade pimento cheese and.
Because everything you guys do homemade, from your jams to your peanut butter to your pimento cheese, I see.
Everything.
That's amazing. So who takes the lead in the kitchen?
She's in the kitchen. I'm in the bakery.
Okay.
She's a pastry chef, and I'm a savory chef, and we met in culinary school and just kind of put our heads together, and this is what you ended up with. Yeah.
So, awesome. Are y'all originally from Little Rock? How did you end up in Little Rock?
I'm originally from Dumas in Southeast Arkansas, and moved up here during college. Gonna finish my degree at ULR, and have just been here ever since. And
wow.
I was actually going to go into computers, but there was no way I was going to be able to sit behind a desk for 9 hours a day. And I got into working in kitchens, and have been doing it for almost 25 years now.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome. What about you?
And for me, I grew up in California, ended up here in my teenage years, and I was a nurse in my previous life. I'd like to say I worked at the NICU at UAMS.
Wow.
And one day wanted to take some baking classes, ended up at the culinary school, and before I graduated, taking all those courses, I ended up teaching out there, and that's where I met her.
Amazing. Tell me a little bit about the local partnerships. And since you've been here in Little Rock for a while, you obviously are part of the fabric of our city. What do you love about it? And how has that kind of influenced the partnerships that you guys do when you think about the locally sourced and the other partners you guys have?
I think for me, it's Little Rock's big enough to feel like a big city, but it still has that small town feel.
Yes.
You know, we get people from all over the city that come in. It's not just people here in West Little Rock that come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get people from the Heights and Hillcrest and, you know, out south and, I mean, you know, downtown. And that's one of the things we hear is, oh, we wish you were closer to downtown. Well, we try to bring our truck down there. You know, that's one of the reasons why we want to keep our truck, to be able to touch all the great things in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But we, you know, we like to be involved, and we donate a lot of things to different organizations. I mean, we try to, you know, spread it around to a lot of different things. And we do, here in the restaurant, our employees don't, like, we don't have servers in our restaurant, but people leave us tips. And so we do tip pool, and our whole staff shares the tip pool, but we take 15% right off the top. And each month, that 15% is donated in our staff's name to a local charity.
Wow, I love that. And that's kind of what we care about with Eat Big in Little Rock. It's not just, we're highlighting these eateries, obviously, but we also want to talk about the fabric of the neighborhoods in which they live. And you all are out here on Cantrell, West Little Rock, not far from the Pankey community, the historic Pankey community down here. Obviously, this is a thriving commercial area. There's tons of restaurants just right in this vicinity.
And lots of growth.
Lots of growth. Tell us about how that's impacting your business. There's a big construction project down near Pleasant Ridge, and the State Department is doing it. I want to be very clear to our residents, that's not the city, because we get calls about it all the time. But how is all that's happening out here impacting your business? And I know you mentioned that you came here because someone had an opening here, but was it very intentional that you wanted to be in West Little Rock?
No, I don't think so, because when we kind of initially started looking, I mean, this was our 5-year plan.
Wow.
We had planned on opening a brick and mortar 5 years after we got our food truck, and 16 months later, here we are. This particular location was, you know, very opportunistic for us.
Mm-hmm.
We had looked downtown. We've looked in Soma. We've looked, you know, even out southwest by where we live, because we live out at Mablevale.
Okay.
And we've looked at Otter Creek. We looked everywhere, just trying to find the right space.
Right.
Because we were fortunate enough that we don't necessarily have to have the foot traffic, because we have a food truck. We can go. We can go to our customers. But we, you know, I mean, it's possibly in the works for us to maybe open another location sometime soon, and we would like for it to be as far away from here as, you know, as we can.
Right, right.
We'll definitely keep this spot, though. The spot's not going away.
No, this spot is not going away.
Good.
But I have been surprised by the amount of diversity that we see walking in the door. You know, being kind of out here in this outlying area, because we are past Shackelford and past Rodney Parham, and, you know, people are, oh, that's so far out there. It's really not. It's really not at all. And we see people from all over, all walks of life, all the time. And it's wonderful to see that and feel that, and, you know, that we're touching everyone.
That matters so much.
You know, we've always just been so overwhelmed by the response, by the way people have supported us, and we've been very lucky and very blessed.
They follow us. They follow us around town. So it's good.
And everybody asks, well, has it been busy in your brick and mortar? Yeah, it has, because now everybody knows where to find us. Yes. We're at the same place all the time, and we had such a great following with our food truck that it's just, we see all of those flaky friends, and they tell all of their friends, and we get lots of new flaky friends, and
Look
so
at that.
It's been fantastic.
that you all are doing something right, because the Flaky Friends movement is real, okay? Will you tell our residents where they can find you on social media?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok even, and Twitter. It's at the Croissanterie LR for all of them except for Twitter. Twitter is just Croissanterie LR.
All the platforms, the Croissanterie LR on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But Twitter, it's Croissanterie LR.
Yes.
Obviously at the city, we take great pride in quality of life in our city. And Mayor Scott is very intentional about improving quality of life in our city. Eateries is part of that.
Yes.
And so I think we're a foodie city, and a hidden gem foodie city, actually. We have a lot of great eateries, and the Croissanterie is one. So thank you all for your investment in our city. Thank you for being intentional about how you're partnering with other folks in our city. We want to continue to bolster that culture here in Little Rock through our parks, through our infrastructure. If the city can do anything to support their Croissanterie and other businesses in our city, we want to know about it. And thank you for allowing us to feature you all here. With that, we'll close out. Thank you for another great episode of Eat Big in Little Rock. We'll see you next time.